I'm back. I decided I'm going to try and redo these videos. I think I found what the issue was and why they kept fucking up, I hope. I want to try and get these out and get them done and over with so I don't got to deal with it anymore. And also because I fear I might have caught the crud that my husband just brought home. He's been in there sick all day, quarantined in the bedroom, which means I'm sleeping on the couch because I don't want his germs. So, I figured I might as well try and get these out. I might be sick tomorrow, so I might as well do it now. Either I'm really tired or I'm starting to feel it come on. So, this video is going to be about balance and justice. Again, universal, all-encompassing law. Doesn't matter what your religion is, what your race is, what your color is, what your tradition is, what your background is, where you come from, what you believe in. It is a universal law that encompasses everyone and everything in the universe. Balance. Balance is not karma. Big difference between balance and karma, and he's back. Why you do this to me, buddy? You don't come near me till I put this on, and then you're gonna get all up in it every time. I guess he wants to be famous. Anyway, we're talking about balance. Forgive me, guys, I'm tired. I feel like a sickness might be coming on. Cross fingers. Balance is not karma. Balance is for everything, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Balance is what goes up must come down. Balance is if something is taken, something must be given. If there is a hole created, come on, buddy, get out of here. Put your face in there. If there is a hole created, it must be filled with something. Balance. So, with that in mind, you have to keep in mind when you're doing work, the balance and what it's going to cost. What that work is actually going to cost you. I have a little story I want to relate here, and again, I'm relating this from a dear friend of mine, someone I look up to very much. I consider her a mentor, and if you're watching this, shout out to you, honey. She related a story to me one time and taught me about true, real balance. And some of y'all might disagree, whatever, thumbs it down. I don't care if the shoe fits, you know. So, she had a client that came to her, and this client's daughter had run away from home. And my friend used her gifts and looked and seen that this woman's daughter was being trafficked. And of course, obviously this upset the client very much, and she begged her to bring her daughter home. So she did. She did work. The daughter came home. And 2 or 3 days after the daughter came home, the worker, my friend, her beloved dog, vanished. Missing, never to be seen again. And she explained this as the balance. She brought something back, so something was took. That's balance, and it's more so when you're working with something strong like this, of such a deep love that a mother has for her child. And as many, I'm sure people out there can relate, a lot of us relate to our pets as our children. We love them just as much as we would love a child. So again, balance is about sacrifice. She brought something back that was dearly loved, so something that was dearly loved was taken for balance and sacrifice. And you have to think about these things before you just go willy-nilly toss some work out there. What is the sacrifice going to be? What is the balance going to be? Because when you do work, you're throwing off the balance. You're making it not the way it was going to be, but the way you want it to be. And that throws off the balance. And it's gonna balance itself out. There's gonna be a sacrifice for that balance. Okay? And you gotta really know that, and you gotta think about it. You gotta really think. This isn't a game. Don't treat it as a game, because you're gonna pay for it. And on that line, we're gonna talk about justice. Now, I know personally with the spirits in particular that I work with, and especially my ancestors, and as I mentioned before, I work with Papa Legba. Justice is always called for. Whenever you do something, I don't care, especially in work, but I don't care what you're doing, it has to be justified. Or it's going to come back at you. If what you're doing is wrong and it's not justified, prepare for that sacrifice. Justice can mean so many different things, and some of you might thumbs this down because, you know, you love and light fluffy bunny. But let me put it this way: if there was a child that was getting molested by someone, and someone did a work to get him arrested, sent to jail for a long time, or even for him to get in an accident, something like that, do you consider that justice? You gotta look at these things in different ways. Even if you at the time think, oh, that's bad, you don't do bad things to people, harm none, and this and that, but that's not justice. Justice is a universal law. Everything must be just. It must be. So along that lines, I'm going to tell you a little story. As I stated, I work with Papa Legba, and Papa Legba is renowned and loves to throw tests at his children. He likes to test our morals and our sense of justice a lot. So, okay, one day I woke up and a little test he threw at me. And there was a package delivered to my house. And it was my address, but it was somebody else's name. And this was a while ago. And I just saw a package on my door. My address was like, ooh, I wonder what's in here. Free stuff. Hey, awesome. I thought it, you know, it could be anything. It could be a gift from the gods. Who knows, you know. So I opened the box, and in the box was all these t-shirts. They were all packaged separately in little nice packages and stuff, and they looked like something that was meant for a retail store or something like that. And they were ugly. I didn't really like any of them. It wasn't something I would wear, but they were free. They showed up on my doorstep. I was like, hey, I'll wear them as night shirts. I'll clean the house in them. I'll give some away to family and friends, whatever. I got this free box of shirts. Okay. About an hour or two later, I got a knock on the door, and it was this little Korean lady wanting to know if a box got delivered here today. And the box was sitting right behind the door, and it was opened. I had opened it. I had opened the t-shirts out of their little packages. They were just tossed in there and everything, and I told her no. I lied. I said, no box showed up here today. Sorry, you know. And she was very disappointed, and she informed me that she actually used to live in my house, and that's why the box accidentally got sent here because she hadn't updated her address or something for this place, and it was a box full of stuff that was meant for unfortunate children. I don't know if they were like mentally handicapped or just you know, big brothers, big sisters kind of thing, but unfortunate children. It was meant for unfortunate children. And she was very sad and upset that I didn't have the box, which I did have. And when she left, I immediately knew that I fucked up. I fuck up a lot. But you learn. You always learn from your mistakes. So I knew I fucked up. And so what I did was I refolded and repackaged all the shirts back in their little packages, and I taped the box back up. And I spent 2 entire days of my time and energy looking for this lady on social media, trying to find her. And after 2 days, I finally found her. And I told her that the box did get delivered. That I have it, come get it. And she did, and she was ecstatic and happy, and I realized I did the right thing. And I still don't know if I passed the test or failed the test, because I obviously failed it at first, but then I did the right thing and passed it. So in the long run, I did the right thing. I don't, you know, again, I learned from it, which Papa Legba is very big on teaching lessons, especially to his children. So that's one little lesson about justice, balance, and doing the right thing. And while we are on 12 minutes, while we were on the subject of working with spirits, and I'm speaking about Papa Legba, I want to relate a little tidbit, and I know for a fact that at least one Mambo is going to disagree with me. When Papa Legba first came to me, personally, now, my Papa Legba is not your Papa Legba, but I'll tell you a little secret. Your Papa Legba is watching and listening to this video, and my Papa Legba is making this video. Because Papa Legba is the master of all communication. No secret there. Little nugget for you. When my Papa Legba first came to me, and I first started trying to learn how to build an altar for him, and he was actually the first spirit that ever came to me, so I was new to all that. I didn't work with any spirits at that time. So, of course, research. I researched for about 3 months before I felt comfortable starting to get a few things and make a little altar for him. And when I started looking for his statue that I wanted to get for his altar, I, of course, read the synchronicities. I read about St. Peter, St. Lazarus, they're all synchronized with Papa Legba, and he adamantly told me that he wanted to look like him. He did not want to be represented as a saint. And I'll tell you another little jewel, little nugget here. If you're working with an Orisha or a Loa or something, and the guy's a saint, you're not working with that Orisha or that Loa. You are working with the saint. And thumbs it down, disagree with me, I don't care. This is what I have learned because, and I'll tell you why. These ATR religions, these African traditional religions, were all brought to different countries and all across the world by the slave trade. And through the slave trade, when they came to the different countries, their masters were obviously Christians and Catholics, and forbade them to practice their religions. So in order to practice their religions and still work with their Loa and their Orisha, they hid them with Catholic saints that were similar to them. So they wouldn't get in trouble and they wouldn't get beat when they seen them, you know, doing these things. Oh, I'm working with, this is St. Peter. But in guys, it's supposed to be Papa Legba. And my spirits, at least, your spirits might be different. My spirits are not Christian. My spirits are not Catholic. My spirits want to look like my spirits. He doesn't want to be St. Peter. He wants to be Papa Legba. Okay? And I'll tell you something else. I don't care what your ethnicity is, what color your skin is. Even if you want to work with Yemaya, for example, and you're a white person or a Hispanic person, and you go out and you buy a white Yemaya statue, that's not what Yemaya looks like. Yemaya is not white. She's not Hispanic. She's African. She has dark skin. And they will not come and stay in images and icons if it doesn't look like them. Okay? And I don't care if it's comfortable for you. It's what they want. People need to learn that when you're working with spirits, to not do what you want. You do what they want. A little example of that, I had moved Papa Legba's altar at one point, and I put him way high up on this shelf, on a big altar. And because I thought it looked good. That's the way I liked it. It looked nice to me. Okay, so that's the way I put it. And he got very upset with that. That's not the way he wanted it. Okay, and he kept telling me, and finally he just started breaking stuff. He would break things on the altar to show me how much he was unhappy where I'd put him. And that is another lesson learned the hard way, when you realize when you're making a home for a spirit, you have to make it the way they like it, even if you don't like the way it looks. I mean, it's in your house. You want it to be aesthetically pleasing to you, and you think it looks nice. You know, oh, this is pretty. I'm going to put this here, and this is a pretty color. I'm going to use that color. You don't do that. They will be very unhappy. They will either display their displeasure, or they won't come at all, or they'll leave if they don't like it. You have to do what they like, not what you like. You gotta listen to your spirits. Okay, that's it for this video. I got one more to do, and I'm gonna try and get it in tonight. Like, subscribe, share.